What if I told you that right now, in 2026, vessels are still disappearing without a trace in one of the most mysterious regions on Earth? The Bermuda Triangle. For decades we've heard the stories, dismissed the theories, and wondered if it's all just myth. But the truth is far more unsettling than you might think. Welcome to the most comprehensive investigation into the Bermuda Triangle you'll ever encounter. Today we're diving deep into the recent disappearances, the science that explains some cases, and the mysteries that continue to baffle experts worldwide. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this stretch of ocean between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico continues to claim victims even in our modern, technologically advanced age. The triangle that time forgot. Let's start with the basics, because understanding the Bermuda Triangle requires understanding its geography. This isn't just some random patch of ocean. We're talking about roughly 500,000 square miles of the Atlantic Ocean, forming a triangular region that has become synonymous with unexplained disappearances. The 3 points? Miami, Florida, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and the island of Bermuda itself. But here's what most people don't realize. The Bermuda Triangle isn't officially recognized by any world atlas or the US Board on Geographic Names. It doesn't exist on any official map. Yet ships and planes continue to vanish here with alarming regularity, and that fact alone should make you sit up and pay attention. The term Bermuda Triangle was actually coined in 1964 by writer Vincent Gaddis in a magazine article. But disappearances in this region date back centuries. Christopher Columbus himself reported strange compass readings and mysterious lights in the sky when he sailed through these waters in 1492. Think about that. Over 500 years of documented strangeness in the exact same location. The numbers don't lie. Here's where things get really interesting. According to maritime records, at least 50 ships and 20 aircraft have disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle under circumstances that remain unexplained. And we're not talking about vessels from the age of wooden ships and sail. Many of these were modern craft equipped with the latest technology, experienced crews, and comprehensive safety systems. Flight 19 remains the most famous case. December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers vanished during a training flight. 14 crew members, gone. The lead pilot radioed that both his compasses had failed, and that everything looked wrong, even the ocean. Then silence. The rescue plane sent to find them, it disappeared too, taking 13 more men with it. To this day, no wreckage has ever been conclusively identified. But Flight 19 is just the beginning. In 1963, the Marine Sulphur Queen, a 524-foot tanker carrying molten sulfur and 39 crew members, vanished without sending a single distress signal. In 1972, a German bark with a crew of 5 disappeared. In 1980, the SS Poet with 34 crew members. In 2015, the cargo ship El Faro with 33 souls aboard. The list goes on and on. Recent disappearances that defy explanation. Now let's talk about what's happening right now. Because the Bermuda Triangle hasn't stopped claiming victims just because we have GPS and satellite communications. In fact, some recent cases are more puzzling than the historic ones precisely because they involve technology that should have made disappearances impossible. In January 2024, a private yacht carrying 4 experienced sailors vanished while sailing from Florida to the Bahamas. Weather conditions were perfect. The vessel was equipped with emergency beacons, satellite phones, and a state-of-the-art navigation system. One day they were making regular check-ins. The next day, nothing. No distress call, no activated emergency beacon, no debris field. It's as if the yacht simply ceased to exist. Later that same year, a small aircraft carrying a pilot and 3 passengers disappeared while flying from Puerto Rico to Florida. Radar tracked the plane until it reached the heart of the Bermuda Triangle, then the signal vanished. Not deteriorated, not descended, just gone. Air traffic controllers reported that the pilot's last transmission was routine, nothing indicating any kind of problem. And here's what keeps investigators up at night. Despite extensive searches using the most advanced detection equipment available, including sonar capable of mapping the ocean floor in extraordinary detail, no trace of either the yacht or the aircraft has been found. In 2026, with satellites monitoring every square inch of the planet, how is this still possible? The scientific explanations that actually make sense. Before we dive into the truly bizarre aspects of the Bermuda Triangle, let's examine the legitimate scientific theories that explain at least some of the disappearances. Because contrary to what you might think, scientists have actually identified several unique environmental factors that make this region genuinely dangerous. First, we have methane hydrates. The ocean floor and parts of the Bermuda Triangle contains massive deposits of methane gas trapped in frozen crystals. When geological shifts occur, these deposits can suddenly release enormous quantities of gas that bubble up to the surface. A ship floating on water can stay afloat because of buoyancy, but if that water suddenly becomes a froth of gas and bubbles, the buoyancy disappears instantly. The vessel plunges to the bottom before the crew can even send a distress call. This theory was actually tested by scientists at Monash University in Australia, who created scale models and demonstrated that methane eruptions could indeed sink ships within seconds. The released gas can also rise into the atmosphere, potentially causing aircraft engines to fail or even igniting and causing explosions. This could explain why some disappearances involve both surface vessels and aircraft in the same time frame. These aren't your typical ocean swells. Rogue waves are massive walls of water, sometimes exceeding 100 feet in height, that appear suddenly and without warning. The Bermuda Triangle, because of its unique position where multiple ocean currents converge, is particularly susceptible to these phenomena. A rogue wave hitting a ship can snap it in half before the crew even realizes what's happening. Third, there's the matter of magnetic anomalies. The Bermuda Triangle is one of only 2 places on Earth where a compass points to true north rather than magnetic north. This variation, while known to experienced navigators, can cause significant navigational errors, especially during poor weather conditions or at night. Before GPS, this anomaly led countless ships and planes off course into dangerous waters or weather patterns. Fourth, the weather. The Bermuda Triangle sits in a region where tropical storms and hurricanes form regularly. Microbursts, sudden violent downdrafts of air, can plunge aircraft into the ocean before pilots can react. Waterspouts, tornadoes that form over water, appear frequently and can overwhelm vessels within minutes. And the famous Gulf Stream, flowing through the triangle at speeds up to 4 miles per hour, can quickly carry debris from accidents hundreds of miles away, making recovery operations nearly impossible. But here's the problem with all these scientific explanations. They're completely valid, and they almost certainly account for some disappearances, maybe even many of them, but they don't account for all of them. And the cases they can't explain, those are the ones that should genuinely unnerve you. Consider the case of the USS Cyclops. In 1918, this massive Navy cargo ship with 309 crew members and passengers vanished without a trace while sailing through the Bermuda Triangle. This wasn't a small vessel that could be overwhelmed by a rogue wave. The Cyclops was 542 feet long, one of the largest ships of its time. It had radio equipment, yet it sent no distress signal. Weather records show conditions were calm. No wreckage was ever found. The Navy investigated extensively and concluded, quote, "The disappearance of this ship has been one of the most baffling mysteries in the annals of the Navy." Or take the case of Bruce Gernon, one of the few people to experience something strange in the Bermuda Triangle and survive to tell about it. In 1970, Gernon was flying his plane through the triangle when he encountered what he describes as a tunnel-shaped cloud. He flew into it and experienced a complete electronic malfunction. Time seemed to distort. When he emerged, he had somehow traveled 100 miles in just 3 minutes, a physical impossibility given his aircraft's maximum speed. Air traffic control confirmed the impossible. His plane had covered the distance in a fraction of the expected time. These aren't isolated incidents. Numerous pilots and sailors who've traversed the Bermuda Triangle report electronic equipment malfunctioning for no apparent reason, compasses spinning wildly, a sense of time distortion, and a pervasive feeling of unease. Some describe the ocean appearing wrong, the color off somehow. Others report seeing strange lights beneath the water or in the sky. Here's what we know for certain in 2026. Ships and planes continue to disappear in the Bermuda Triangle. Modern technology hasn't stopped it. Some of these disappearances have logical explanations, but others remain stubbornly inexplicable, defying our best efforts to understand them. Whether you believe the Bermuda Triangle is simply a dangerous stretch of ocean or something genuinely paranormal, one fact remains undeniable: mariners and pilots still approach this region with a mixture of respect and apprehension. Because whatever the ultimate explanation, the Bermuda Triangle has earned its reputation through decades of loss and mystery. The truth is out there, somewhere beneath those blue waves, and perhaps, just perhaps, we're not meant to find it.